reflecting back on the wonderful experience of Kumbh, especially from Mr. Rangaswamy and others, it does show that when it comes to management and planning in India, at scale, I don't think there is any country that comes close. And using digital to bridge the gap between devotee and the divine, that has been India's trademark. And thanks again, Mr. Amitji, for this wonderful event and choosing us as the hosts.
It is absolutely the river, and there is a long sand, plain fields or whatever. And this is what happened. This is 29th of January 2025 on the bottom. If you really look at it, the kind of infrastructure that was created here was absolutely stunning. And the beauty of this infrastructure that is being created here is that it was created within the 60 days. Everybody wants to come into that location and take a dip. And everybody will just rush towards that location on very specific number of days. So all the big days like Mani Amavasya to the other 5 other big days at the event, they would want to actually come to that location. And the whole preparation is actually around that. When you talk about the budget that was spent here, close to about 15,000 crores or close to about $2 billion were spent on this event in a unique way. So when you say spending on this event would be a wrong term, it was the kind of investment that got there from a long-term perspective and a short-term perspective.
More than 10,000 sanitation workers are deployed. Even the water in the river was also purified regularly, so that all the devotees who are coming there, they can dip in a very good potable water. Overall, we are very happy that this kind of festival contributes to the unity of India, because people from all regions in India, and also especially the people of Indian origin residing abroad, so they visited there, 660 million people, so they were able to exchange, the cultural exchange, also foster unity among various people of India. So as Amit said, this is not just only a religious or faith kind of thing, but also where culture and also tradition, everything, overall like a symbol of India.
The above board were at the Kumbh for a month to do a documentary about the management, economic, and social impact, and that also was to work on a book called The Joys of Kumbh, which is sort of about the cultural and religious aspect of this whole spiritual centered focus, largest festival in the world. So this is a shot from above the Sangam nose, and this is on the ground at the Sangam nose, kind of just after sort of one of the peaks. There are multiple peak bathing days throughout the course. We were there for about a month, so it would kind of ebb and flow. And this is looking toward the Allahabad Fort, which is kind of like the centerpiece of the old city where the Sangam. So the pulse of these places all night long with pilgrims and devotees celebrating, sleeping, eating, getting up, doing this religious practice is really pretty extraordinary. So not only do they provide housing and organization, but they also just, as Ahmed said, feed people 24 hours a day. This is where Hanuman sleeps. So this concept of the darshan, seeing the divine, seeing in people, and it's kind of a performance, but it's also a living, sort of spiritual thing, something I'd never seen before. And these cars also help people. They're religious organizations, so they have different structures, and people come. They sort of deal with social issues. They're people that live in the material world who are.
My role was to look at things from the standpoint of an outsider. It's been about 25 years since the first time I visited India. So I've been to India a number of times over the years. I was not able to be there for the Kumbh this year, but I was on the WhatsApp the team was using, the group chat. And we were getting about 30 to 40 messages every day about what was going on. So I'd wake up early in the morning and see what was happening that day. More than the entire population of Japan assembled in this one place over a 45-day period. I think that what has happened in India over the last 12 years was something that I was following very carefully, because I've seen the growth of the Indian economy over the years. Especially I'm seeing the growth of kind of the innovation economy in India. I was looking to see what would happen. And certainly I understand that people did have somewhat higher demands for good experience than maybe they did in previous Kumbh. But in general, the thing that is truly amazing is that you see all stages of economic development, as well as all of the diversity of different groups of people, different regions that gather together in this one place. You have really people who are still at the early stages of a developing economy. You have a lot of subsistence farmers. And yet you have people who are there, who are wealthy, who have created a lot of value for the world. How do they get along? It was amazing to me to see that everyone seemed to be unified with what Amit just called the face of India.
2 days before I wanted to go, I just said I have to go to this thing, because I kept seeing people go, friends go, millions of people go. I said, okay, let me try it. So on a whim, I booked a ticket and left 2 days later. So my trip was really long. I went from San Francisco to Bangalore on the Air India flight. Then I rested at the airport for a few hours. And then I took a connecting flight to Prayag. Then I had a car meet me at the airport, but he was 4 hours late because he was coming from Varanasi and he was stuck in traffic. So I left the airport at about 8 o'clock at night to go into Prayag to my luxury tent. But at 10 o'clock, he'd gone 10 kilometers and they stopped all the traffic. Like someone was saying, right? The traffic just stops and they go, no more. So then I read that EV rickshaws were the only ones allowed. So I had the driver doing jugaad. I said, go get me an EV rickshaw. So he flagged the guy down. We negotiated a deal, 2,000 rupees, right? Seemed like a deal. Put my luggage in the EV rickshaw and went in. And that took 2 hours because you take all the little narrow alleyways and bridges. And so I got to my luxury tent at midnight, okay? At midnight. And then at 5 a.m., I get a call from someone all this was organized for me, by the way. As soon as I got my plane ticket, I called friends in India. They organized the whole trip. So at 5 a.m., a guy calls me and says, okay, I'm coming on a motorcycle and I'll take you there. So I got on the motorcycle pillion. For 1 hour, he navigated the whole thing to go to the banks of the Ganga, right? And then I was supposed to take one of these VIP boats, right? To go into the middle where the PM and Chief Minister had all taken their dips. So when I went to the VIP place, they said, you're supposed to be on the other side of the river. Your name is not on this list. So I go, how the hell do I do that? And I was disappointed. I said, I may not be able to dip. Then we called the police guys and all kinds. So 1 hour I waited. Then an inspector came from the other side and told this guy to let me on a boat. Right? So I went in and took the dip, came back to the ITDC place. And then I couldn't get a car to leave because the next day they blocked all traffic.